This is my January 31 day practice. Whether you can print this out or not, I'm going to show you some super cool ways to make the most of this challenge, and I'm going to be doing it every single month from now on, so make sure you subscribe and follow along. So essentially all you need to do is really pick one of these words every day of the month in January and practice them 10 to 20 times. That way you're working on your handwriting and you're improving, and it's fun to kind of be like a team and be practicing on the same words together. We could show each other. So first thing, I'm going to show you the printable way, and you could just cut these out and use it if you want to skip practicing altogether, or at the end of the month you could make a quote page, or you could just use this entire printable for your January cover page. Every month I'm going to be doing a different theme. So for January I'm doing goals, and I made sure to do a few different fonts on the printable and a few different colors. That way it's visually pleasing and it looks so much better on the printable when you cut them out. I didn't use every single quote from the printable on this page, and the size of this notebook is smaller than a composition notebook. I don't know the exact size, but it's definitely smaller than a B5, which is what I normally use. So after I cut them out, I just moved them around and waited until the end to glue them down. That way I made sure I liked all the placements. And then I just used my Pilot silver marker, paint marker, and made some stars. I added some silver washi tape and some gold washi tape, and I think the washi tape really brought this together, and I think it's adorable. And this printable is free. It's in PDF. The link should work right away. Let me know in the comments if it's not working for whatever reason. And then I found these little letters that I had lying around, so I thought it'd be fun to put Sunflower Child at the top. And that is it for my January cover page example. Now on to another fun example. I'm going to be using the rest of the quotes that I didn't use on the last page for a journal entry. So I incorporated some of these words in the journal entry, and I mean, you'll see it in a second when I come up with, but I just used a regular Tombow small nibbed brush pen for this. If you're new to bullet journaling, you must have this pen I'm using right here. I do have the link to it in my stationery closet, which is in the description. It is the Tombow small nibbed brush pen. And of course, this Ad Tech double-sided sticky tape is amazing. It's way better than a glue stick. So as you can see, it says, the perfect day to start my New Year's resolution and to set more goals. I want to shine bright this year, just like the stars. I know that in this life, every moment matters, and I did that just to incorporate the quotes that I had left over, and I think it came out really cute. Another thing you could do with this free printable is just trace over it. You definitely want to trace with some tracing paper and this Tombow small nibbed brush pen, because a Tombow dual brush pen would definitely be too big of a nib to trace over these fonts. And by the way, this printable is just a normal 8.5 by 11 paper. And then so for every day of the month in January, just practice the letters 10 to 20 times. And if you want to trace it, you can really build up that muscle memory. And then after you do it a few times on the tracing paper, you can practice on regular paper. And you could even just transfer this onto regular paper by doing this with a soft lead pencil, such as mine is a number 2, but you can do a softer lead if you want. And then you just put it over your regular paper and trace over it, and then you see the line that it left from the lead, and then you trace over it again with the Tombow brush pen. Alternatively, you could just directly write over some graphite paper. It is harder to erase the markings from graphite paper, so if you want to be able to erase it, definitely use the other method. If you don't have a printer, there are some cool ways you could still use this free printable. First off, I think you should set a reminder to do this challenge. If I didn't set reminders, I would probably forget my own bridal shower that's coming up. So if you do this challenge, definitely make sure to hashtag sunflower child doodles. I would love for you to do that so I can see all your work and see who's actually doing this challenge with me. And a cool way you could use this printable is if you have it on your phone, take a screenshot of the word that you want to practice, because if you don't, it'll keep moving around when I show you this next step. So then go to the zoomed in screenshot, and then you could trace right over it with some tracing paper, and definitely put something to level it out. I just used some cards that I had lying around, and you put your tracing paper on and trace directly over it. Again, you definitely need a Tombow small nibbed brush pen, and I would do it a few times on the phone just to make sure you get it right. And then you could put a piece of tracing paper over that tracing paper. That way you're not just sitting on top of your phone, because that's kind of uncomfortable position to be in. So if you want to keep practicing, just do it a few times over the phone to make sure you got it right. And then put this second piece of tracing paper directly over it, and then just trace it again. And that is how you get the most out of that. And just like before I showed you, you can color the back of this with a number 2 pencil or a softer lead, trace over it again onto your regular paper if you want to make it perfect, or you could just trace directly over graphite paper. That way you don't have to rub the back of the tracing paper with a pencil. So I figured I'd make a cute little quote page since I was practicing I got this. So say you're practicing I got this for one of your days in January 1st, and I put it perfectly at the top, and then I just looked at that as my guide and added in some more and just practiced freehand. And then I did one giant I got this right in the middle. I added some shadows, and then I jazzed it up with some fun stickers and washi tape and made it really cute. I actually did a double shadow, so I did even a lighter shadow on the right side of the first shadow that I did. I love this effect. It's pretty simple once you learn, and I'm gonna do some more tutorials on how to shadow, so stay tuned for that. And then I just used my, I think it's called Happy Planner or Happy Quotes color sticker palette, that I got from my local Joann's. And the thing I love about sticker palettes is pretty much all of the stickers in the palette match, so it's just so much easier to do. And then I found some colors that matched from my Crayola Super Tips and just added some circles with different sizes, some little ones and some big ones, and that's about it for that. So I think it came out so cute. I can't wait to see what you guys do with your free printable. Make sure to hashtag sunflower child doodles. And also I wanted to show you another reminder you could do is to just set this challenge as your wallpaper. You can't get the entire picture as a wallpaper. You can zoom it in a little bit. So that's just another fun way to remind yourself. And by the way, the hashtag is for Instagram if you didn't know. Thanks so much for watching and have a blessed day. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.